Hey, witchies. I know it's kind of dim. I had to shut some lights down, and I had to turn my fan on because I'm super hot from making my gargoyle video. And so, for my gargoyle video, I was inspired to make this video, and it's probably redundant or it's probably been said, but it's been talked about quite a bit, and I keep seeing and hearing that, Sage gets rid of negativity, and it's all this parading around that we want to get rid of negativity. We want to banish it. We want to remove it. We want to get rid of it. But then we also preach, on another hand, we also preached balance. Us witches are always looking for balance. It's the whole yin and yang. We can't get away from it. Even if most of us believe it, but there are some people out there that don't believe in yin and yang. They just believe it's just, This is not just saying. I'm not saying there's no such thing as negative energy. And I'm not saying there's no such thing as heavy negative energy. My concept of energy, and some of you may agree and some of you may disagree, and that's okay. We all have our own opinions. We all have our own belief system, which is amazing. But I like to share mine. When it comes to negative energy, I like to view it as unwanted energy. I don't want it. Ultimately, my desire is not to have it around me. So it becomes floating energy. It's just floating around, sucking life because it doesn't have a life. It's like a jobless teenager that lives in your house, that lives in a parent's house and needs to move on, kinda. But I like to think of it as unwanted energy, an unnecessary energy. And what I do with unnecessary energy, unwanted energy, in other words, is negative energy in a way. To some of us, put in the terms, but I like to say it like that, to keep the balance. With all those unwanted energies and unnecessary energies, I like to grab them and ground them to the earth. I like to give them back to her. She is one thing that I use the most to give back to. I give her those energy because then she can just recompute it, she can filter it, she can just fragment, she can just eat it up and puke it different way. Ultimately what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cleanse my area and actually remove it. There is some places that I do come across where the balance is not there and it's heavily negative. And it's so like, oh my god, this is so sucking. There's way too many ions in this system, in this area, and it's just, it needs to go. Then yeah, that is negative energy, but I like to sink it down. I like to lower it down and give it back to Mother Nature. Let her recycle it. Let her change it, because ultimately I think ultimately in my heart it is kind of her energy too as well. So when it comes to cleansing and stuff like that, I like to do that. I like to create balance. So what I take away from there, I like to replace it with some good intentions, with some growth, with some quest, little things, or whatever you weigh. I like to create balance. Balance is a really big key that I'm really saying here. Because if you get rid of just all the negative energy, let's just say for instance, you grab your sage and you're like, I want to remove all negativity and all this energy, all negative energy, and I want to remove it and get rid of it and da-da-da-da-da-da, send it back to Mother Earth and the astral aliens and let it probe it in the way and Mexican burrito. If you do that, you just create it imbalanced right there, I believe. And you just wholly tip the scales. And when you do that, it needs to fill in. It has that void, that openness that needs to fill in. Sometimes it's positive. Sometimes some places are way too positive, and that creates imbalance. So what I like to do when I'm actually going around, when I'm going around, I like to say I am removing unwanted energies and unnecessarities, atoms in my atmosphere. I do not want these here. You have no, permission here, or you have no requests, or you have no goals here. and I like to visualize it, the smoke. I like to visualize the smoke lifting it up to the air, and I also like to visualize some of it trickling down to the earth. When you do that, you're kind of expelling it from your area, from that specific radius. And you just totally just send it back to the sky, and you send it back to the earth, and it goes away. And then you want to create balance. You want to actually create a cleansing behind that, or you want to create a protection behind it. You want to create a harmony underneath that. When you cleanse something, cleanse a room or whatnot, you want to bring back the balance, because that's ultimately what you really want, is it? It is for me. So I hope this kind of helps you guys out a little bit on the energy stuff. From my experience, I like to create balance, just like a battery, just like life. There's balance to everything, and that's how I believe it. So yeah, if you have any comments, leave them down below. Till then, love you guys.